Hey everyone, just wanted to give you a little update. I went to the coin show today. Where I live, they do a coin show once a month, and it's been over a year and a half since I've been. So I wanted to check that out for the first time in a while. And a little anecdotal note to start things off, the place was packed. I mean, there was about 30 tables of people selling gold and silver and, rare coins, and you could hardly walk around in this place without bumping into people. It was hard to get to the tables. It was insane how many people were there, way more than I remember the previous times that I've been. And I ran into a guy that I know from, outside of coins, and talked to him for a little bit. And he said he goes, and I asked him, is this normal or what's going on? And he said no, that, this summer there'd be, only a few people or hardly any people there. And so, again, anecdotal evidence for sure, but with silver being at, 14-year highs, there's definitely a buzz around silver and gold right now. There were hundreds of people there in a very small space, and people were bringing in their stuff to sell. Most of the people were looking around there to buy. So silver's definitely got a lot of buzz right now. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the stuff I bought. I went there to buy about 5 ounces of silver and ended up getting 7 ounces just because I found some cool stuff. And the prices were pretty good too. I mean, I really like my local coin store, and he's got pretty fair pricing. It wasn't that much different or really at all different, but with 30 different tables there, they've got to be competitive on their stuff. So you really got to look at a really good selection, a really good variety, and get some fair pricing. So real quick at the top, this is some stuff that I've got in the previous videos. I got 3 more of the Prospector Engelhard coins. Those are becoming like some of my new favorites, even though I just discovered them a month or so ago. I really love these coins. And then I got a couple more of the Libertads. Also, these are becoming one of my favorites. So these two, anytime I see them, I want to scoop them up. The main thing I wanted to talk about, though, are these two at the bottom. So, like I said in my last video, I'm trying to get a little bit of every different kind of foreign silver that's minted by an official foreign government mint. And so these two down here are my first ever Austrian Philharmonics. You guys are probably familiar with them, but if you're not, they are made by the Austrian government mint. They're called the Philharmonic, and they're pretty sweet. So this is one side of the coin. It's got some musical instruments, says, Weimar Philharmonic on it. And then this is the other side. It's got a little castle. A little bit of toning on these. You can kind of see it here in the video, but I think that's okay. Not really a huge deal. So I was excited to get something I'd never had before, that I've read about and seen other people post about. Was probably the only notable coin that I don't have that I really saw there. So cool to, I wanted to leave with at least something new. So yeah, I got these 2 Philharmonics. And then real quick, just talking about pricing. So I planned on only getting about 5 ounces of silver. I ended up getting 7 just because there was a really good selection and kind of the place was buzzing. I think I just got a little excited, but that's okay. The pricing was pretty good. So these Prospector coins, I got these for $53 each, which I'm pretty happy with, since spot silver was over $50 this morning when I went to this show. So I only ended up spending about $2.50 an ounce over spot. So can't complain with the Prospector. I think that's a pretty sought after coin. The Libertads, these were $55 each, which is about $4.50 over spot. I was a little, I was hoping to get them for a little less, but I guess $1 doesn't really make too much of a difference. When I got home, I did look it up, and if you type in like Libertad random year and go on to APMEX or something like that, It looks like they're selling for about $56, $57 right now without the shipping fees. So I guess $55, I can't really complain. And then these Philharmonics were $54 each, $3.50 over spot. Probably not something I would go out of my way to get again, honestly. I'd rather get more of these prospectors. But since I don't have any right now, I'm pretty excited to get my first two. Not something I necessarily need a bunch more of, but I want to, get a little bit of everything. And it seemed like a pretty fair price. Same thing. If you go on to Google and type in, Philharmonic random year, it seems like $54 is pretty competitive with what they're selling for online. And yeah, the prospectors that I got for $53, those are selling for $55, $56 each right now online, at least at the sites that I saw just by doing a quick search. So can't complain at all. Felt like I got pretty fair value on all 7 of these ounces. And yeah, silver's at 14-year highs. It's over $50 an ounce. In the kind of the Sunday evening trading as I'm doing this video right now, it's actually moving up. So we'll see what happens next. Inflation and everything, I think, even though it's a little sketchy buying more of this stuff when it's at all-time highs, not going to go out and make giant purchases, crazy purchases, but just kind of slow and steady every week, add a little bit to my stack unless something drastic happens. So, all the silver that I bought in the last year and a half, 2 years is up big. Year to date, silver is up like 64% right now since January 1st. So I guess the logic that I'm using right now is, if I buy a few ounces every week and silver takes a big hit or a big crash, I'm still up on a huge majority of my stack. So even if I buy, 6 or 8 ounces and the price goes down quite a bit, it's a pretty small percentage of my stack. And I don't want to let the rise in silver scare me from continuing to add for the long term. That's kind of what I decided. So I'm just going to keep kind of chipping away. I'm up to 136 ounces of silver, kind of closing in on that 150 number. So that's pretty exciting. Definitely going to make a video when I hit 150 ounces. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of these. Let me know if you have any Philharmonics. And yeah, thanks for watching.